So good morning to all of you. So the slide is visible. Anyone, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So last class we have discussed test design specification as well as test case specification, where we have told that test case specification is a specific one where you have to supply the actual input and the actual output. You have to mention the actual input and the actual output. There also we have taken one example of the railway reservation system, how to prepare the test case specification. This one I have shown you for one specific functional requirement, that is view reservation status. So you may think of similar examples and prepare the test specification. In the examination, one such question will be asked. For example, in this library information system, you may be asked, design the test specification for issue book or return book or renew book kind of things. Or in a banking system or ATM, example, you may have to specify the test specification for deposit money, withdraw money, etc. So please prepare the test specifications accordingly. Now, today we'll discuss about test procedure specification and test output specifications or the test result specifications. Test procedure specification is very easy. Here we have to write down the sequence of steps they are required to carry out a test case or a specific task. So to execute a test case, what sequence of steps you should follow? That is the test procedure. So in test procedure specification, you have to mention those sequence of steps. In other words, you can say, if you can write in the form of an algorithm or what just a step-by-step procedure to execute the test case, that will be mentioned in the test procedure specifications. So a test procedure is a sequence of the steps those will be required to carry out or to execute a test case or a specific task. This test procedure specification, either you can write as a separate document or you can merge it with the test case specification. This is the test specification we have seen. In what come to this after the output specifications, you can write another what para for the test procedure. Actually, here I have already mentioned this test procedure here. So here somewhere we have written the test procedure. What is the exact steps you have to follow, that you have write. So maybe after this output specification or before this, so either you can mention the test procedure specifications in the same test case specification document, or you can prepare it as a separate document. Okay. Now this is the most important one, the test result specifications, how to specify the results of your testing process. So you can say that if you are performing verification testing, then how you can mention the test results. If you are following validation testing, how you can perform this, how you can specify the results. In the previous classes, we have already discussed about what is verification testing and what is validation testing. If you are performing verification testing, then the output or the result of the verification testing can be represented as a verification test report. You have to prepare a report called as verification test report. There you can mention what are the results. So today mainly this is quite easy. Preparing this report is very easy. But how you can specify the results of validation testing now? Let's see. You can see that the results of the validation testing can be specified using three kinds of reports. One, test log. You can have several test logs. Two, test incident report. You can prepare many test incidents reports. And three, what is the test summary report? What is the summary of your testing process? That is known as test summary report. So you can represent the outcome or the result of validation testing using three kinds of reports called as test log, test incidence report, and test summary report. Now let us take these three reports. What do they contain? Then we will explain each report by taking a suitable example, preferably that railway reservation system. Okay. We'll first take about the test log. So what is a test log? Test log basically is a record of what? Record of all the testing events that take place during the test. Okay. So test is a record of all the testing events that take place during the test. So those the record of those testing events that you will place that element that it's used. Test log is very much useful for bug repair or regression testing. So whenever you want to repair the bugs, fix the bugs, or while you are performing regression testing, the test log is very much useful. So test log is very much useful for bug repair or regression testing. The developer gets valuable clues from this test log as it provides snapshots of the failures. So you may you may observe the snapshot of the failures from the test log. So if you can see the snapshot of the failures, then as a developer, you can get some valuable clues from this test log, which will help you for repairing the bugs or which will help you in regression testing. Okay. Now let's see what should be the components of test log. What thing you should write down in the test log? What should be the format for preparing the test log? So IEEE has given some specification for preparing the test log. According to IEEE standards, the first component will be test log identifier. Every document must have some identifier. So test log, for test log also there should be identifier. We can call it a test log identifier. Then we have to write a little bit description, brief description about that particular test log. What you have to mention here? You have to mention here the items to be tested. What items you are going to test, that has to be mentioned here. Their version number, what exactly version number you are taking, because see, requirement specification, the first version is a version 1.0. Then as the requirement changes, you are changing the SRS document. So next version 1.2, next version 1.3, then 2.0 like this. So exactly which version you are going to consider. So mention the items to be tested, their version number, and the environment in which testing is performed. So if it is just software, may not be required, but when it requires special hardwares like mobile devices or blast furnaces, etc. So you have to also mention the environment in which testing will be performed. Okay. Let's see the next component that should be placed in the test log. Next component is what are the activities and event entries, because I have already told you test log means what? It is a record of all the testing events that may take place during test. So you must write down all the activities and the events they are carried out during this process. So write down the activity and event entries. So under this activity and event entries, what you should mention? Mention the following items. Number one, the date, on which date you have carried out that activity or event. Who is the author of the test case? Who has designed that test case? Then the test case ID, name of the personnel involved in the testing process. Execution, record the results and mention the pass-fail status. So while you are executing first test case, what is the result? Write down that. Whether that test case has passed or failed, that also you have to mention. And finally, mention any anomalous, unexpected events before or after the execution. Whether after the test case execution is completed or before the test case execution, if anomalous, unexpected event you have got, those are not supposed to get, but you have got some anomalous, unexpected events, then also you have to mention that thing under this activity and event entries. So these are the entries that you have to put in the test log under this activity and event entries. So what I have told, there will be three important components in the test log. One identifier, little bit brief description, then the activity and event entries. Now we'll take the same example of this railway reservation system that we have taken in the last class and prepare the test log for the same example. So that sample test log for our previous example I have So sorry for the disruption, maybe due to some internet problem. So now am I audible? Anybody else please respond? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so some network issues. So that's why it was disconnected. So I am again sharing. Please just bear with me.